So here, we're good now. We're recording with Mark and Ron. So maybe you guys can start with telling me about some of the things that you guys are both passionate about and agree about on value pricing.
Okay, well, there is a lot that we agree on, and I'm going to let Ron go first because he's my hero.
Well, I would say that Mark and I are incredibly passionate about helping accountants charge and bookkeepers charge for the value, price for the value that they create rather than the time that they spend. And that's why we spend so much time talking at conferences and mentoring people one-on-one and in groups and helping them make this change, which is a fundamental business model change. And I would say I've never met a guy more passionate about it than I am. So that's the big thing that we have in common, is to better the profession for posterity.
Absolutely, and I think the key point here is, I mean, Ron's been banging this drum for such a long time, and unfortunately it's been falling on deaf ears for too long, but actually now the change has got to happen because technology is forcing change. If accountants cling to the old-fashioned, redundant way of pricing, they're going to be falling by the wayside because technology is going to replace the compliance work. We have to do more, we have to price in a different way.
Right, and you guys also agree or disagree on some other aspects of implementation. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about how you disagree in value pricing.
Well, and just before I answer that, I just want to say what Mark said about, I mean, we're here at QuickBooks Thrive 2016, and we know that QuickBooks is coming out with more and more artificial intelligence and great software that allows accountants and bookkeepers to do more work in less time. And if they cling to the we sell time business model, then their revenue and their profitability is going to take a hit. And that's why we think it's so urgent for them to change their business model. Once they change their business model, they can change the business model of their clients by helping their clients change their pricing. Mark and I had a couple-hour discussion today about that. We both agree that accountants and bookkeepers are incredibly well positioned to own that pricing space, aren't they, Mark?
That's absolutely right. And I know that many people like Paul Dunn have been talking about the need to do business consulting for many years now, and it's been falling on deaf ears, but now firms have to change. Technology is changing things. We know that compliance work is disappearing because of technology. Accountants, bookkeepers have to learn new skills, they have to add value, and I remember listening to you earlier, Ron, and we're both agreeing on it, that price is the most powerful lever in the profit equation. And we're the experts in numbers. If we can help clients with their pricing, we can change people's lives and be very, very well rewarded in the process.
And it's much easier for bookkeeper to do that for their clients if they've done it in their own practice, so they have much more confidence and respect from their clients about, yeah, this is somebody that's done it in their own business, so they can teach me how to do it as well.
The credibility is there.
It is.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. So fisticuffs time. How do we differ?
Wow. First off, I would say that we agree on 95%. The conversation that Mark and I had today, I think where you could find the one area of disagreement would be, I believe that pricing needs to be based on an outcome, and it needs to be grappled with by a human mind. Mark believes, and I think justifiably so, with a lot of empirical evidence that I can't refute, that accountants like systems, they like to be told steps, and a tool that gives them confidence to have a conversation with their client, ask the right questions, do the right diagnosis, and comes up with a price that looks authoritative to the customer. It lessens negotiation. You're still pricing up front. So I think that's an incredibly valid approach, and I would have to say that the disagreements we have are minor quibbles among I don't know, chess players or something. They're very minor.
Absolutely. I come from, as well as Ron, one of my heroes is Michael Gerber, the systemized approach to things, and so I teach. I think accountants and bookkeepers, we're systematic in I'm an accountant. We're systematic in our thinking. We want to just know what's step one, what's step two, what's step three. We're very we want simple steps. And if I was as clever as Ron, which I'm clearly not, and as well researched as Ron, which I'm clearly not, I would love to teach how to have this intellectual conversation, but I'm just not as clever, so I prefer to teach simple idiot guide. Do this first, do this second, do this third, you'll get great results.
So you mentioned Michael Gerber as an inspiration for you. You guys are both inspiration for so many accountants and other professionals out there that are looking to change the way that they do it. Who else, other than Michael Gerber, do you guys draw inspiration from?
Okay.
Go ahead, Mark.
Well, for me, there's 4 people who are my heroes, and 2 of them we've mentioned, and the other ones are Steve Piper in the UK, who he was the first person I met that took me on this journey back in 1998, and the other is Paul Dunn, who I love to bits. He's the godfather of accounting, and Ron knows Paul very well as well. So between Paul, Steve Pipe, Ron Baker, Michael Gerber, they are just heroes.
Wow, I would have to say it would be Peter Drucker. I've never met him, but he's ultimate hero. I mean, read everything you can by Peter Drucker. I would say George Gilder, who's an economist and just an eclectic thinker that always just makes you think at a very deep level. Paul Dunn certainly has been a mentor of mine for a very long time. And I could name a bunch of other authors, but I guess I would have to say Thomas Sowell, who is an economist as well. It's been one of my mentors, and surprisingly, a lot of his work does, I can apply it to the business world as well. So, but I think part of our job is just bringing new ideas and fresh thinking to the profession. Mark is a master at it, and it's just great to see Intuit behind this process and spreading this message and giving it institutional support and resources, and we will revolutionize this profession.
Because it needs to be. It needs to be. It must happen.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys so much. You're both incredible heroes to so many of us. Thanks again for taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you, Andrew.